focusing initially into diaphragmatical breathing, which is a main focus in the course. So to start to do that, take your hands over your belly and just feel as you breathe in that the air pours right down to the base of your lungs and your belly relaxes. So you don't want to be holding your belly in, it's just soft and expansive. You'll need to ground and root down first. So just spread out in your feet. Your feet can be a little bit wider than your shoulders, inner edges of the feet parallel, and the knees are off lock, because if you lock and straighten your knees, you set up an anxiety pattern. So we need to use sitting, earthing, so you're sitting in the saddle, you're standing up optimally, so it's as if you're stacking all the bones in your back and sending roots down through your feet. So grounding is really important. So to start to feel the belly breath, just have your hands over the lower belly, a little gap between the fingers and the fingers pointing in. So your tailbone will just drop and lengthen, and you're tilting the front hip bones up. So if you start to feel that you can just pour the air right into the pit of your lungs, so you breathe in and your hands come away, so it just allows you to measure the breath just to see how it feels, because a lot of the time, especially if we're stressed or anxious or in our head, we're only breathing in the top third of the lungs. So we'll keep coming back to this during the relaxation and breathing techniques at the very end, but if we start to set it up now, then you're mindful of your breath the whole way through. So even when you're in the standing postures, or when you're in the flowing, moving ones, you're consciously linking it to your breath. So if you take a big breath in and your hands come all the way out to the sides and you use the exhalation and you'll sink slightly in your knees, your front hip bones will just tilt up, you'll start to build that belly breath. You've got a feeling of expansion as you breathe in and sinking, earthing, rooting as you breathe out. And you can imagine taking your hands all the way around a big hula hoop or a rubber ring. So your palms will beam into your kidneys, your palms will face the small of your back as you inhale. So also warming up around the shoulders as well. So it might take a while to build the breath, to access the relaxation response, which is that parasympathetic nervous system. We need to feel that the exhalations are quite long. So avoid a short, sharp release of the breath. So you're breathing smoothly, so the breath is easy, it's gradual, there's no force or strain. And we'll be taking this into more advanced breathing techniques as we move through the course. So if we take focus now into warming up that big ball and socket hip joint, for women, we'll place the right palm on the belly, a couple of inches below the navel. Men have the left palm, and we want to line up this energetic centre in the palm. So for men, the left palm's on the belly first. The head is just long, bring your chin slightly back so your head is centred, and you're taking your pelvis to the left, back, right, and forwards. So you can either just gaze straight ahead, or close the eyes if you want to feel that you're travelling through the layers in your body. You can imagine a thread at the top of your head and the roots earthing you through your legs and your feet. But you're rolling around on the synovial fluid in that hip socket. Just take a little while to travel into your body and to let your mind still, just consciously but very gently let go of thinking about anything. So when we come into movement or holding a posture, just tune into the music and let your mind empty out. So you're really present in your body. Once your pelvis is forwards, we'll take the pelvis to your right, then backwards, left and forwards. And just let your body tell you, maybe small, slow circles. Other days your body will feel really different. So whenever you practice, just notice how you feel and change and modify it. Even though you're observing your body and the movements, you can feel the four corners of both feet. Let your jaw relax, your eyes soften, your face relax. As you travel through your body, you're also watching the thinker. You can just step outside and notice the thoughts, notice any emotions that come up while you're practicing. And we'll make smaller circles, so we very gradually ease back in. We take our focus into our belly. We have our power point in the belly, and we'll sink the knees slightly. Front hips scoop up. Just relax your elbows and your shoulders, and drop and lengthen through your tailbone. Just pause with a still body, still mind. See if the air is pouring down through to the bottom of the lungs. And just have a feeling of the breath moving into the whole of the rib cage, like there's a balloon expanding in the back ribs, side, not just the front of your body. So we always breathe out, blink the eyes open if they are closed, and if you release your hands down, we're taking the focus back into the hips. You're turning to your right, and if you swivel on your right heel, your right toes will point to the sky, and if you turn to the left toes lift. So you'll have the opposite hand in front of the foot, right hand, left foot, and if you don't feel ready to lift your toes, just turn a little in your waist. Otherwise you're swiveling on your heel, waking that back hip joint, and just turning the head a little. So one of the best ways to release tension from your neck is to simply turn the head slowly from side to side. The arms will just flop around, they're really soft. So you're feeling the centre line from the crown of the head down to the pelvic floor, a plumb line through the centre of the body. As that turns, the arms just swing around like they're heavy ropes hanging off your torso. So this will ease tension from the shoulders. And you're turning your head a little, hands are soft. There is an element of balance here, plugging the big toe. So the whole way through the course, we'll be focusing on the big toe and the ball of the foot, planting, landing that big toe to feel more balanced while you're moving. So that will move across into your daily life. Part of your awareness will stay in your feet, in that big toe, ball of the foot. A little more, we'll gradually slow it down, and we're just taking the feet back to about shoulder distance. We'll just shake out a little. So bring the feet together, so there's just an inch or so between the inner edges of your feet. They're still parallel. Let your toes spread out, just relax your shoulders. Your legs will be very slightly bent, so your tailbone can just curve under. We're bringing the palms together. Whenever we bring the palms together, just still the mind, become present in both sides of your body, and just relax your face. So that vagus nerve is also connected to your facial muscles. So just take a second to release around the forehead, temples, part of the teeth a little. Just release and relax around your jaw, the mouth, cheeks, the eyelids. And keeping the face soft and the feet rooted. We're bringing the arms down by the side. So with the palms facing forward, your arms are slightly away. You're taking your big belly breath here, front and the back, equally relaxed. And as you start to connect the palms above the head, you may need to modify that. And you perch on a stool behind you, your imaginary stool, or sit onto a stool behind you, and point your fingertips down. So once your legs are bent, depending on how your knees feel, you'll bend your legs a little more. This will be your inhalation, and you'll start to release the breath. As you come down, you perch on your stool, your fingers point down, you dive down with long arms, and this is your belly breath. So you can leave the eyes open, gaze ahead, or close the eyes if you want to move inwards. And now we'll carry on, and we'll keep repeating this in silence. To come back to the thumbs over the sternum, the palms are connected. Pause there, take the hands onto your belly, and just wake up again in your feet. Lift one heel and then the other. Becoming aware again of that space in the front mid part of your foot. Relax the heels down, bring the right heel forwards and just let your arms hang. So as you lift your back heel, you've plugged the front toes, and you're now lifting the front toes, squeezing back through your triceps, lifting the back heel, and the arms are just parallel to the ground in front of you. So you're waking up those long nerves through your legs. And your brain, your mind, has to plug down through the big toe, the ball of the foot, as it lands on that front foot. So we're focusing into just a small balance. We're getting used to peeling the back heel up, and then we'll swap the leg. So we'll take the other leg in front. So the arms up, toes, and then the back heel. Keep flowing, just let the breath be. Because we'll be gradually moving as we move through the course through different types of balances, one leg balances. And you'll decide if you just want to peel your big toe or if you want to lift your foot higher. So as we move through the next few lessons, we'll be focusing on more balances. So we'll bring that foot back, take a breath and relax. Okay. We're coming down onto the mat. So you're about to relax onto your back with your legs bent. So from here, we're lying down on the back, so roll down, lengthen your legs out, and have your legs quite close together. And let your back just relax and settle. You're keeping the pelvis
Flexing
steady,
feet so they're flat
and
as if
just
you're
lengthen
stood
your
on the ground.
so that you've got your ankle bones quite close.
Place the left hand palm to the back of your head. So you support the back of your head, you let your elbow relax, pick up this straight right leg so you're aware of the connection from the right hip over to your left armpit. And your awareness needs to come into this belt girdle muscle all the way around your waist and your midriff. So that's the place you will focus your awareness once you've squeezed up through your knee. If that heel comes down, change your arms over and let the elbow shoulder blades settle so the right arm's bent and the left leg lifts. And you're engaging around your belly and your back. Heel down, change the arm, and we'll repeat that. Left arm bent, right leg hovering, squeezing. The pelvis feels steady and the breath stays even. Then heel down, change your arms over, the right arm bent, left leg firm. The heel down and your arm down. If you bend your legs, you have palms on the belly. So this will feel really subtle. You'll be pressing the belly down and then the belly front ribs will lift. So if we've got the hands, palms on the belly, this is really, really beneficial for your mid-lower back. Have a gap between your feet so your pelvis stays on the ground, but it feels as if you're pressing your front belly button into a back belly button, and then it feels like you roll into your tailbone. And all you're really doing is rolling and tilting through your pelvis. So you roll to your tailbone. The tailbone just lifts half an inch. So you're rocking from the small of your back down into your lower back. This is very helpful for engaging through the belly and releasing tension from your back.
So if you come onto your belly, just roll onto your side, and you'll now be on your belly, on the mat, so you'll have your feet quite close together. You'll have one hand on top of the other as a little pillow, and you're taking this left leg and rolling the pelvis to the right and bringing this left leg up. So you've got your knee directly over your ankle. You'll start to just relax around this left hip, sinking through the groin and the hip, and your forehead can be on your pillow, one hand stacked on the other. We're taking around 5 deep breaths here. that knee and foot back. We'll make the right angle with the leg on the other side. So just shift the pelvis, bring the right knee up, so you've got your ankle under your knee, the foot gently flexed, you've got your knee lined up with your hip. So you're still building your belly breathing from here. The belly will press into the ground, use the exhalation and sink around that hip space, breathing out to relax. One hip completely different to the other side, and same with the shoulders. So with your arms now long down by the side, have a little gap between your feet and just see how it feels to lift the chest, to breathe out, come down, forehead on the mat, back of the hands are on the ground, your legs will automatically firm up. So with the chin down, the back of your neck very long, you inhale to lift the chest. And with the face hovering a couple of inches off the mat, lift the left leg, bring it back down. So we're keeping the toes fairly relaxed. So visualizing a connection from your floating rib down through the pelvis to the leg, and you're waking up the back of the body. So as we mature, we need to keep opening up the front of the body. So we're contracting, strengthening, muscles running down the side of the spine in a half locust. So we'll just gradually move through variations of the locust as we go through the course. If you relax your foot and you start to come up to your elbows, we'll take a couple of breaths here with your elbow just under your shoulder and the chin slightly down. Just let the buttocks and the legs relax a little here. Really, really beneficial for the mid-lower back. So from our Sphinx position, just ease your elbows out, take your forehead down. We'll drag your hands back So you can come up to your hands and your knees, and as you do that, you'll just have a gap between your knees and your feet. Just separate your fingers out a little and ease your belly button up. Lift your head slightly, draw the shoulder blades together down your back so you can lift your face. And let the tailbone tuck, navel pin up, chin into the chest. Just wave, undulating up and down your spine. Back. So we're going to focus into these large muscles, the glutes. So we need to ease them out and strengthen them because they're important postural muscles. So to focus on that big glute, just check that you've got enough room to take your leg out behind you and that you've got your palms together, you're on your elbows and you're gliding your right foot back and you're very slowly pulsing up and down. So the chin slightly down, back of the neck stays relaxed, and as you slow motion pulse, you're still squeezing the kneecap, and you're just strengthening around that buttock. Hip space on the right. Just building up gradually, you'll take that knee back, other side, just slow motion pulse. To your palms, take the hands slightly forwards and just spread out in the fingers. So you have your knees slightly separated and you're just about to lift the knees with your toes tucked. So you just get used to taking the pelvis back, come back down onto your knees. This is a preparation for the downward facing dog, but we want to avoid shocking the hamstrings. So we're going to come into it with the legs bent initially. So your neck relaxed, you take the pelvis back, your belly's on the front thigh, your legs are bent. So walk your toes forwards, have your legs bent, you'll walk your fingertips back, we'll come back to the down dog through the course. Take 5 breaths here and just let your neck relax. The legs are very, very bent. Up, your head will come up last and you'll come back to standing. So when you come back to standing, just take the shoulders up, back and down. See how you feel in your neck. Turn the head very slowly from side to side. And we'll relax. So we're taking a chair now to the front of the mat. So you'll have your chair for your hands and your toes will be placed so that they line up with the front legs of the chair. You're placing your hands at the back of the chair on the outer edge and seeing if your feet will be separated by around a foot or so. So glide your right foot back, you're almost using the edge of the mat and your heel will come onto the ground. This right foot will be slightly angled out. Now you can have the hands on the front of the chair. So you're lifting up your back heel and as the heel comes down you'll lift up the front toes. So this is a closed hip split leg yoga posture where you start to lengthen out in the front hamstring. And it feels as if you're just pumping the legs, so those long nerves through your legs are waking up. And to hold this, so we start to lengthen through the hamstrings, we'll plant the feet, and you can either stay here with your elbows off lock, or you can take your elbows down onto the front of the chair. Keep the neck long, keep the toes soft in the breath movement. Back to your chair. If you bend your front leg, you've got the chair as a support under your hand. You'll just see if you want to step that right foot back a little further. If you would rather not, just leave it where it is. It's still slightly angled out. So the left leg has now bent, and you have your left knee over your left ankle. And you can either leave your hands on the chair, or if you come upright, you'll be able to come into a high lunge, which is a warrior one. The pelvis is facing forwards, it's square and level. And instead of taking the arms all the way up to the sky, we're making cactus arms. So we're bringing the elbows about level with your shoulders, have your palms facing forwards, and we're bringing the chin slightly back. So you'll feel your shoulder blades just ease together down your back. We take 5 deep breaths here. The back leg is really strong, but it's really important to have that left front knee over the ankle. You don't really want the knee over the toes or the knee too far back behind the heel. So once you've settled that knee directly over your ankle, find the rhythm in the breath. Let the trapezius, that big triangular muscle, running quite far down your back, just ease down. A few more breaths in your warrior one. So that really counterbalances being seated, because we're really opening up down this front groin space, and the stomach meridian line comes down the front of the leg. So we need to hop the back foot in. So we're going to pick up heel and just hop and drag that foot until you come back to the very beginning. And we'll just move through those postures on the other side. So as you take your feet about the width of the chair, we'll bend the legs, we're gliding that left foot back. Doesn't have to be too wide, the left foot slightly angled out, just have your hands down in the front, and we'll come back to waking up the nerves, long nerves in your legs. So you're picking up the back heel, then picking up the front toes, so you're rocking through your feet. So you'll settle through your feet. You can either stay here, or if you feel happy to, it doesn't matter if the front right leg bends a little, but the pelvis is square level, and you might want to come down onto your elbows, long neck, rhythm in the breath, mind empties out. back to the front of the chair. Just bend your front leg, so it's up to you whether you want to deepen the stance and take that foot back a bit further, but you now have your right knee directly over your ankle, so not too far forwards or too far back. And you can either stay here, you've grounded down through that back heel, so you're taking the pelvis so it's square and level, we're taking the arms out to the side, we're coming back to the cactus arms and sinking the shoulder blades so they move together towards each other. Soft shoulders, bring your chin back, the back foot is evenly placed, so the back outer edge of your left foot, where that little toe is, needs to be grounded as well. Back leg is really strong and firm. A few more smooth, even breaths in Warrior One. So if you ease out from here, hands on the chair so you can hop and drag your back foot forwards until you come back to a standing forward bend. And you need to finish, after you've been in a Warrior One, you need to come into a standing forward bend. So just step the feet back a foot or so. The feet can be almost on the edge of the mat, and you've either just got your palms on the chair or you're coming back to your elbows and a long neck. Back to the palms, bend your legs and come up to standing. So we're taking the feet now, we'll just take the chair off your mat and have your feet just separated very slightly by a couple of inches. So we're going to be opening up down the side of the body, and you'll really feel this space here at the top of the pelvis and your mid-lower back. So with a little gap between your feet, your palms down the side of the thigh, just see how it feels to imagine that you have a wall behind you. You've got the back of the head on your wall, and you've got your shoulder blades evenly and equally on the imaginary wall. Come to the other side, so you'll really open up in that waist hip space, down the side of the ribs. And if we see how it feels to take the right arm out, palm up, and you bring the arm to your ear, you're gliding the hand down, fingertips down, so it's the right arm come to the right ear, palm facing down. We'll take a few more breaths, the legs are quite sturdy. So we're moving the body through all of the planes, spinal twisting, forward back bending, and it's really important to open up the side of the body as well. So the left arm will come up to your ear, you'll slide the fingertips down, the palm is facing down. Just give your knees and your elbows a little squeeze. You're still breathing. One side might be different. So if we come up and we release the arm down, we're coming back to taking the feet about shoulder distance, inner edges of the feet parallel. So imagine that there's a big balloon in front of you, and bring back that up and down movement in your knees, and bring back that belly breathing. So imagine that if you breathe in, you inflate the balloon under your arms, your fingers are really drippy, and the hands just rest on your balloon, and then you just stroke the air down as you exhale. So the breathing into the whole of the rib cage, the tailbone lengthening as you sink a little in your knees, and you're taking the exhalation to deepening, lengthening, and the inhalation will expand as the air pulls to the base of the lungs. you can come back to just visualizing your lungs filling up with fresh energy as you roll your hands over the ball. So keep noticing how much air you can take in to the belly, to the pit of your lungs, and then that smooth, silky exhalation. If we just relax the arms down and we come back to the hands just being on the belly, either just gaze straight ahead or close the eyes. Keep the knees off lock, tailbone long. The mind empties, the body empties, and you're very still. So let the hands just relax down, and your focus will come into the heart and the lung space. So you've got your knees off lock and your palms facing forwards. Just let the breath be for now, but take the arms in front of you so they're parallel to the ground. Then turn the palms towards your collarbones and draw the hands in. Before they connect, turn the palms forwards and it'll feel as if you're moving through breaststroke. So the arms come out to the side, palms down. You sink now slightly in your knees with your tailbone long. So your focus comes into the heart center. Draw the palms in, collarbones, and press the palms away. So we've come up energetically to the heart and the lung space. After spending time in pelvic floor, the lower belly, the navel. And we're just letting the breath be, but it's still deep and smooth. Even breath. Let's take one more. Focus in the heart energy center. Relaxing the arms down, just slowly turn your head from side to side. So the last energetic center, which the physical postures connect into, is the throat center. So very slowly ease your head, neck. So we finish with our balance. So balancing and getting used to being on one leg will be an important part of the course. And it can be a little bit unsettling initially, so we're using the chair again, and you'll have the back of your chair for your fingertips. So if you've got your left hand on the chair and you pick up your right heel, just give yourself a second there to feel the big toe on the ground, the full surface of your left foot on the ground, and then turn your right knee out to the right, so you've lifted up in your right heel. We're taking either the toes directly onto the left ankle bone, or you're taking the heel right to the top of your leg, and there isn't really any in between. It's not a good idea to have your heel or foot on the inside of your knee because you'll destabilize the knee. So toes right on the ankle, or you've got the heel in the groin, and this right hand just comes down into the hip. So you sink this bent leg. It sinks down so your pelvis is level, like you've got a bowl of water in the pelvis that you need to keep steady. So we're just coming into one hand first of all. You'll either come to here with the right leg bent, the right arm out to the right, or if you want to move towards a tree, you're taking the right arm all the way up to the sky. And you'll just get used to floating the hand off the chair, just to get used to that. So we're taking a few deep breaths here with that foot rooted and earthed. Bring the arm down, take the knee so it's forwards, so you'll have that knee pointing forwards before you float that foot down, and just shift the chair so you come to the other side. So you've got your fingertips on the chair, so you're not too concerned about the balance, but you'll pick up the left heel and just take a few breaths to focus on the right foot and really feel it. We can take the left knee out to the left, and we'll have the big toe either on the ankle bone, or you're taking your heel up to the top of the leg, and then we need to let this thigh bone sink so the pelvis is level. So once we've rooted that big toe, you'll either have the left arm out with your palm to sky, and if that's comfortable for you, stay there, or take the left arm up and just see if you want to float your right fingers off the chair or not. Keep the shoulder down, chin back, breath even in your tree, which actually is quite high up the energetic centre. So we're still up in the lung and throat centres. Bring that arm down. We need to have the knee pointing forwards so that then we take the hip down. And we're sitting on the chair and we're moving into the breathing techniques. So we're taking the focus back into that belly breath. So if you perch on the front, right on the front of your chair, you have your knees and your feet slightly separated, just come back to your hands being on the front of that hula hoop or rubber ring, and with the chin back, come back to your belly breath. We're going to be counting the breath in the mind. So what we do initially is breathe in 4 seconds and breathe out 4 seconds. So you're just taking your fingertips into the spine with your palms facing your kidneys. So you'll start to count to 4 as you breathe in and to 4 as you breathe out. And you can leave the eyes open or you can close the eyes. The mind might wander away, so counting the breath is just another way to have concentration technique. So we'll move into our second technique where we have the back of the hands on the legs. And now as you count to 4, you'll connect the thumb to all of the fingertips, breathing in 4 seconds, and then you'll breathe out for 4 seconds and you'll roll the thumb across the fingertips. These are concentration, meditation, focusing exercises. so that you have a rest from thinking. You become totally absorbed in your breath. So we'll just keep going. We inhale 4 seconds and we exhale 4 seconds. Breathing into the belly. After you've exhaled, just to relax the hands on your legs, gaze into the space between the eyebrows and take around 5 breaths without thinking about anything. So you're really aware of the air moving up your nostrils, your breath leaving both nostrils. Everything's really slowed down. And you're waiting for the thoughts, so you're gently just watching the thinker. So just build up to practicing just this for 5 or 10 minutes every day. Thought will drift by. You can decide to release that thought. You come back to an empty mind. Cool air in the nostrils and the breath leaving. So when you feel ready, if you plug your palms back onto your belly, you come back into the energy in your belly. So you take the energy down from the third eye and you get ready to breathe out, to blink your eyes. Gently open if they are closed. So we're moving into a relaxation now. So once you've meditated and you've used those breathing techniques, it's important that you just lie down and relax onto your back. So you'll need your cushion, pillow for the back of your head. Come into the relaxation either with your legs long or bent, but your palms can face up. So support the head, put your blankets on if you've got any layers you want to put on, palms facing up. So once you're relaxed on your back, you're travelling through the body with guided relaxation. My right hand feels soft and relaxed. My left hand feels soft and relaxed. My right foot feels soft and relaxed. My left foot feels soft and relaxed. My right arm is very relaxed. My left arm is very relaxed. My right leg is very relaxed. My left leg is very relaxed. I feel relaxed through my face and my back. Feel relaxed through my face and my back. So as you relax here, part the teeth a little, roll the eyeballs down, and let your face slide and melt. Feel you relaxing across your scalp, and you're spreading out in the back of your body. So breathe out down your limbs. Keep noticing both hands and both feet. Travelling deeply through the muscles, joints, and the bones, seeing if there's any held, gripped tension anywhere. Breathing out into those spaces. So if we start to think about coming out of the relaxation, palms on the belly, bend one leg and then the other. Lift one foot, then the other, so your palms just rest lightly on your knees and press the small of your back into the mat. Take your feet down, take the feet wide and the hands to the back of the head. So we'll just come back to the very beginning where the feet are wide and we rock the knees from side to side. To the centre, so it's helpful to take the energy right back down into the pelvic floor and the lower back, and to use that twist after taking the body through all the other planes. So bring your feet in, get ready to roll onto your right side so that you can press down in your left palm and you can come up to seated. So thank you very much, we'll see you next time. In the next lesson we're exploring the triangle and opening up the side of the body, and a balance, a one-leg balance, where the right and the left side of the brain have to come into play because we're focusing on one side of the body doing something completely different to the other. So see you in the next lesson, and thank you.